Today on Tennis Zone, we reveal the amount of money Jannik Sinner has earned in 2024, surpassing Alcaraz and Djokovic. Additionally, Davenport and Djokovic have spoken about Sinner's case. Stay until the end to find out everything. Jannik Sinner, world number 1, has become the highest paid male tennis player in 2024 following his recent victory at the US Open. Sinner has just won his second Grand Slam title after defeating American Taylor Fritz in the US Open final in straight sets with scores of 6-3, 6-4, and 7-5. With this victory, the Italian becomes the highest paid male player in tennis this year. His total earnings for this calendar year are around $10.5 million. This prize is more than double what Djokovic, the legendary Spanish tennis player Rafael Nadal, and young British player Emma Raducanu will earn in 2024. According to the latest report from the English outlet Daily Express, the legendary Serbian player earned about $3.8 million this year, Nadal only around $302,000, and Raducanu around $646,000. Sinner has had a roller coaster year. He started the season brilliantly after winning his first Grand Slam in Melbourne, where he defeated Russian Daniil Medvedev in the final in a 5-set match with a score of 3-6, 3-6, 6-4, 6-4, and 6-3. Months later, the Italian tennis star became world number 1 after Djokovic was forced to withdraw before the start of the French Open quarterfinals. Months later, the Italian tennis player became world number 1 after Djokovic was forced to withdraw from the French Open just before the start of the quarterfinals against Norwegian Casper Ruud due to a knee injury. Sinner then became embroiled in a doping scandal in which, miraculously, despite failing 2 doping tests, he managed to avoid a suspension. In a detailed statement, the International Tennis Integrity Agency, ITIA, announced that it had accepted the explanations from Sinner's lawyers, who explained that the presence of the prohibited substance in a minimal amount in the player's sample was due to one of his team members giving him a cream to overcome a physical issue. Davenport speaks out on the Jannik Sinner case. Why was he allowed to play? Following his declared innocence and the US Open title, Jannik Sinner's doping case continues to make headlines. This time, a former world number 1 has weighed in on what happened during the process that ultimately determined the innocence of the men's world number 1. The Independent Sports Resolution Tribunal published a 33-page ruling with all the information on the case, which has caused controversy in the tennis world. Lindsay Davenport shared her analysis of everything that happened with the 2-time Grand Slam champion. Davenport, harsh attack on Jannik Sinner. I'm really shocked, like most people. It seems that only now we are finding out what happened behind the scenes, Davenport began in an exclusive interview with Sport Club. Why was he allowed to play all year? It's not fair to the other players, and obviously, not everyone is treated equally. This is especially true for lower-ranked players. Money seems to be the deciding factor because you have a better chance of paying the best lawyers and all that, concluded the former world number 1, Lindsay Davenport. The World Anti-Doping Agency has not appealed to the Court of Arbitration for Sport but has requested additional documentation to get a clearer picture. Novak Djokovic breaks the silence. This is what he said about Sinner's doping. Just hours before the start of the first round of the US Open, the last Grand Slam of the season, Novak Djokovic broke his silence and gave his opinion on Jannik Sinner's situation after testing positive for doping twice. In a press conference, the Serbian acknowledged that he understands the player's frustration over the lack of consistency. He added, "I understand that his case was basically resolved the moment it was announced. But I think 5 or 6 months passed from when the news was communicated to him and his team. The decision not to suspend him, despite testing positive for a banned substance, caused a stir in the tennis world. Some voiced their discontent, while others defended the arguments of Sinner's team." Novak Djokovic on the Jannik Sinner case. "There has to be a change," the reigning US Open champion stated. "Let's hope that the governing bodies of our sport can learn from this case and have a better approach in the future. I think collectively there has to be a change, it's obvious." In response to the decision, Novak also made it clear that he understands why other players are upset about what happened. "Many players had similar cases and didn't get the same outcome," he said. Meanwhile, Carlos Alcaraz also joined the debate, saying, "There's something behind all of this that many people probably don't know, even I don't know." For now, both the Serbian and the Italian are competing in the US Open, a tournament where they could only face each other in a possible final. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like, because at Tennis Zone we are dedicated to bringing you the best information for the best audience, sharing in-depth analysis, exclusive interviews, and complete coverage of everything related to the tennis world. Join our community and be part of the excitement of the tournaments with us. Additionally, at Tennis Zone, we strive to provide you with up-to-date and high-quality content on players, tournaments, strategies, and the most relevant events in world tennis.